Elections have consequences. Virginia is my adopted home state. I still have a lot of family in the state. Glenn Youngkin just concluded a very successful term there. In Virginia, governors cannot succeed themselves. I support that limit. I was shocked when a terrific black female and military vet, Winsome Sears, Youngkin's lieutenant governor, was not elected to replace him. This was a grievous error on the part of the voters of Virginia. I believe what this jerk Spanberger has already done in a few weeks, this will be a horrible term for the people of Virginia. The mantra from the late 2025 elections was that the GOP candidates were killed on the issue of affordability. Well, let's look at that. First, New York City had a terrible former Dem governor pretending to be an independent, a GOP candidate with less than 10% support in deep blue New York City, and a new face, admittedly an ugly new face, of the dirty commie. The crazed electorate may have been swayed by promises of freebies and rent control. I predict less housing will be available and the cost will continue to skyrocket for those who actually pay taxes in New York City. In New Jersey, another blue voting state, you had a solid but unexciting GOP candidate against a typical Dem. It might have been a flip, but many GOP stayed home. Poor choice, you voters. In Virginia, again, the GOP voters stayed home. It makes no sense to me, but they may have been swayed by the false rhetoric that Trump did not deliver on economic promises. Here's the deal. The Biden-Harris failed administration delivered the worst inflation since Jimmy Carter's failed administration of the late 1970s. One item that I tracked went from around $4 to $6. The price is not going back to $4. Get over it. I have found it recently for $5.50. That is the new post-Biden stable price. As costs increase, it will likely go up more slowly from there. Trump promised a big price rollback. Typical of Trump, this is not going to happen. Hey, don't promise what you cannot deliver, and people won't be disappointed. The increase in supply has cut gas and oil prices substantially. That will have an impact on prices, but more moderation of future increases of other products. As promised, inflation has been reasonable and economic growth in the third quarter was a strong 4.4%. Getting back to Virginia, the new tax changes by Spanberger and her cronies will create record high taxes for the state. In fact, its state taxes, if all the proposed increases are implemented, could make Virginia higher than California state taxes, something not to be envied. In New Jersey, a state struggling with high energy costs, I predict those costs will continue to skyrocket. The failures of these recently elected Dems will hopefully be well documented by October of this year in time for the 2026 elections. You can fool some of the people some of the time. This is Dr. David D. Schein. Thanks for joining me for this special edition of Saving America. Remember, a new Saving America show is aired on the Brushwood Media Network every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Listen on any of the 16 network stations, Apple or Google mobile app, Apple CarPlay, TuneIn, Smart Speaker, and all smart TVs. Find more information at the brushwoodmedianetwork.com. Please be sure to join us each week. We welcome and love your feedback from our growing audience.